I'm live, sitting by the road at the beach, Spanish Banks. Bus is right here, giving me some shade, and I'm out of the wind. I think the sound will be okay. I'm just concerned about the internet connection. Should be fast enough, but not really sure. I did a little meter check to see if it was working, and seemed to be working fine. Now we'll check it out to see if we've got any viewers. In fact, I can't see any viewers.
But I just don't stink. Sometimes I do.
No viewers. I've been on for 51 seconds. Seems to me that I'm not getting a very good internet connection because no one's there. Maybe it's me. I'm not the internet connection. Oh well, we'll sit here until we see something happening. I'm parked right by the road, so there will be some noise now and then. But I'm out of the wind. Friends go by, honking horns. Either that or enemies honking their horns. Who knows? Doesn't seem to be very public. Where are my settings here? Oh, there's one person on. Who's that? I got to get a. You need to make a comment so I can tell you who it is. And it's actually pretty chilly outside. The sun just came out, but it's been a kind of a chilly day. Only if I create a blue sky up there can I see the number of people that are on. I have to change the angle of attack here. There we go. Now I can see it. Still no comment. 2 people. I've been on 2 minutes. And there's like 2 people here. I'm not very popular. I'm kind of laughing. It is Heather. Hi, Heather. How are you doing today? I'm actually down at the beach. That is the better view, and a better better to look at the sky than just the clouds anyway. So it's a good thing that that's up there. And Heather's good. I'm good. Where do you live, Heather? Are you in my area, or are you back east? Or I should show you where I'm at. Right here. There's my truck. There's the houses that are here. Cars will go by. It's about it's probably just in advance of an onrush of what are they called? Volleyball players. The beach will get filled with volleyball. I'm picking my face, trying to get a better view of my face, but that's not too bad, I guess. In other words, the iPhone just picks stuff up. Chuck the person. Oh, hi, Chuck. Oh, you're in Nova Scotia. Too bad. It's probably night. It's going to be dark there now, probably, or close to it. You're 3 hours from me, so you're like at about 9 o'clock at night. 5 people. You can count them all on one hand now. So I come on to do lives, hoping to get questions. Well, actually, Heather, it rained here a little while ago, and the sun just came out, so now it's kind of nice. Yeah, 4 hours ahead. Oh, the wind started to blow them over. I can't do this with my sunglasses on because I can't see anything. They're too dark. So I can't I'm not wearing my wardrobe. Who else is here? Or I'm just putting my hands there to see if the comments are in there, but white and hidden behind the cloud. Cloud looks pretty, eh? See where I'm at? I'm at a beautiful spot. At the beach. But I need to be able to see comments, so I will adjust this a little bit. I guess if I got on my knees, I could do this well and show you the background, but it's pretty hard to do. Chuck the person, 65 years, property lived in BC for 65 years. Why did you leave, Chuck? I don't get that. I think BC is the most beautiful place on the planet, although I hear Nova Scotia is pretty nice too. Oh, I just lost it. Somebody said hi, and it just disappeared. On this screen, it only shows me comments for a second, right? So I guess for a moment they're highlighted. Hi, Gus. Surprised it's daylight where you are. What do you mean? I'm in Canada. It's only 6 o'clock. It'll be light until 9:30 or 10. Yeah, Nova Scotia's cold compared to here. A lot colder than here. I've got to adjust the camera again. Maybe you should see my forehead. I'm actually parked down here with a friend, and I will have probably another one coming along in a little while. So I don't expect this to last too long. Top of the day to you, thanks. Tap the screen that... If I tap the screen, I don't get the comments coming back. They don't come back at all. So they only just pop up. They're there for a second or two. Like now, looking good, Gus, says Carla. And Chuck the person says, can't afford BC on Canadian. I'm on a Canadian pension. I can afford California. You see, you just got to figure out how to do it. If you live in a bus like this with one pension, not two people, I can drive down to California and be there for 6 months. Oh, you like, Mr. Moon likes to see my beard. Well, I just, the truth is I don't care what I look like. It might sound kind of funny, but I don't care what I look like. So I shave it off, and then I leave it, and then I shave it off whenever I decide to. Maybe I should do another video. Every 3 months I should do a Gus shaving his beard video. Like it was an important thing. Mr. Moon, neither do I. You don't care what you look like either, is that it? Who's that? Mike Brown, thank you for the $2. Mike, I take all of these, any funds that come from Super Chat go to my gas fund. I can, Starbucks I've already got budgeted. That's not a big deal. And somebody gave me what do you call it? It's Tim Hortons. I almost never go to Tim Hortons, but I'm going to be drinking Tim Hortons coffee now because I've got a Tim Hortons card. One of those, like a, I don't know what it is. A Tim Hortons credit card, basically. Gives you a few coffees and maybe some donuts. Actually, I like Tim Hortons donuts and stuff. Just haven't been drinking its coffee for much time. Yeah, if I put something behind the characters, I can see there's 11 people, 2 thumbs up. Awesome. And thank you, Mike. Mike Tim is right there. He's about, see my arm? That's his truck. He's like 12 feet away. He probably doesn't even know I'm doing this at the moment. This is a spot, this is the first time I found Wi-Fi at the beach that's fast enough and seems constant enough to do a live stream. So I figured, what the heck, I'll do it. I don't get a chance to do it very much. But the problem with it is I can't see, like normally if I could connect at Starbucks, for example. Thanks, Carla. Everybody everybody here, click a thumbs up. Yeah, well, maybe that'll help. There's 6 thumbs up. And we have a night in Canada, only further up north doesn't. Oh, yeah. I used to live in a town called Prince George, 500 miles north of here, and it would be light until about 11:30, and then the sun would come up again at 2 o'clock. So the sun only went down for like 2.5 hours, and it never really got dark up there. And Chuck, the person, was born in Vancouver but doesn't like big cities. Look, Chuck, look. I don't live in a big city. Well, I do, but I'm in a bus. And so I go wherever the heck I feel like, which is always close to a wilderness situation. Well, I should maybe not. Somebody who cuts your grass and takes out your garbage, that's a park. And Heather Wilcox says hi to Mike. Those comments only last a very short time. So I can only get a few of them, and only if I'm paying attention. But in Vancouver, it'll get dark tonight about 9:30, I think, something like dark about 9:30. But the sun will probably, I think, goes down at 9 o'clock, something like that. But later in the summer, the sun will be going down. We do a fireworks here in the summer, which starts at 10 in August. There goes the cars, and there goes the bicycle. So there's not that much noise, but cars will go by now and then. And anyway, said you're the man. I'm sorry I couldn't pronounce your name fast enough before it went away. Jimmy Jones is saying hi from across the water in the West End. Oh, cool, Jimmy. Why don't you come down and visit us? You're not one of those volleyball players that are going to pack the parking lots in 2 minutes. People fill this beach with volleyball nets and volleyball players and every evening. It's actually pretty nice. It's fun to see them, but they don't leave us many parking spots. I'm a nomad. Just you met Pimby. Hi, Gus. Watching from Schoolhouse in Ontario. And a fellow photographer. I didn't get your name, Mr. Fellow Photographer. I find this process very interesting because you probably know how much time we spend making one picture perfect. And yet I'm now doing videos where everything is kind of semi-okay instead of perfect. So it's an odd thing for me to do. And Arkansas, geez, I've got people on here from everywhere. I've got a video that's called The Nude Beach, or the biggest nude beach in the world. And so I have a lot of viewers from India. How is your week been, Gus? My week's been great. I've been a little lazy though. I haven't been doing as much. I haven't been doing my videos like I should, because I get up in the morning and get busy with stuff. And then this morning, for example, I got up, the weather was crappy, so I just went back to bed. I actually slept till noon. And Van Living something is on Vancouver Island. Jimmy James. Yeah, the glamour's just something that I have equipment for, and it's something that I've been used to, so I don't have to work very hard at it. Ever think about getting a dog? No, I don't think about getting a dog. Well, I do, only for like 2 seconds. I love doing anyway, about a dog and about an animal. I love animals, and I especially love dogs, and I had dogs all my life. But I had kids too, and I had a lot of other responsibilities. Retirement is not the time to go add responsibility. It's the time to unload responsibility. I don't have enough money for a dog. I'm live. Yeah. My friend Jasper just drove up. Yeah, you can. He's asking permission to come in. Say hi to everybody.
Oh, hi everyone.
Does anybody know Jasper? Well, does anybody know? Yeah, they all know your name. Yeah. I just wonder.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody knows that Jasper's a new name for this dude. Yeah, and there, see, Kelly Wilcox says hi. My girlfriend says hi to Jasper. Yeah, well,
Get out of here.
why doesn't your girlfriend say hi to me? I'm just
Tell your
kidding.
girlfriend I say hi.
Yeah.
The sunshine is there?
Sunshine is there,
That's
yeah.
true.
Chuck the person says that. Yeah, he just got out of school. He's had hard work pretending to be other people. What does it say? Johnny Lamb, you too, Gus. What do you mean, me too? If we can't see the first comment, you too doesn't help us, does it? Anyway, I found Gus through Jasper. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's Carla. Did you say something nice about me?
Yeah.
He doesn't often say anything nice about me. So, you must have said something nice on one of his videos.
I think so, yeah. Oh, it's that time you paid me to say something.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right. That's why I'm poor and I need gas money. I have to pay Jasper
It's a
too
joke.
much.
It's a joke.
I found Gus with Chrome. Well, Chrome's over there, but he doesn't. You know how shy Chrome is. He wouldn't come out if he found out I was live.
That's pretty
Gus,
cool.
Chrome, Cruz, and Jasper in one spot. Yeah,
Hey man, Rhea too.
it happens. Reyes here, and Cruz is here, Chrome is here, and Jasper's here. All of them came to visit me. Just kidding. We're all here because the Wi-Fi is good here. I've got to put my hand up. 16 people, 10 people said yes, or clicked the thumbs up. Gus lies a lot. I'll catch him. Carla, nobody lies around here, but all three of us joke with each other, and we're not very nice to each other all the time. Yeah, we're the Wi-Fi guys. This is the only spot where we can get Wi-Fi, and I can get it only on my phone, so I can't hook up my, I can't use my iPad to look at your comments, so I have to look at them on here, which is why I keep sticking my face in the camera. Yeah, Jasper's got all the old stickers off of his van.
That's fair.
I didn't get to do that because I was going to do something bad too, like Chrome did. But I'm not going to tell you because it's not polite. It's really not polite. I don't even, bad thing. It's a good thing he had all the stickers off, or I would have embarrassed him. What have I been eating lately? I kind of eat the same stuff. You know, I do hash browns a lot because they provide me with a sort of a filling. You know, it's like they're like French fries. And lately, I've been buying hamburgers, sometimes made of pork. You guys inspire freedom. The three of us? I think we've been free all our life. The only difference is that we now live in a van. And the van we all arrived at the conclusion for different reasons. I'm in this van, not in the bus, not because I love my bus, and not because I'm not even into vehicles. I don't care if it was a Ford, Chevy, what it was. I bought it because I wanted something that would allow me to go to California every summer, or travel to a warmer spot not every summer, travel every winter, so that I could avoid the winters in Vancouver because it's rainy and cloudy here. So I just bought something that would take me on a trip. So I ended up with a bus, and the bus is cheaper than all the other vehicles I could find. Gus, Chrome, Jasper equals 3 musketeers. Well, I don't know about that, but that sounds pretty cool. We're not out there to save the world, that's for sure. Hey, Richard, middle of Australia, isn't the middle of Australia called the Boondocks? I don't know. Isn't there nothing there? I thought it was just a like from Sydney to Perth, that more or less there's just a huge desert in there. So the middle of Australia sounds like that place. The Outback is what they call it. Yeah, you got it. The Outback. Chuck, the person, came back and told me just as I thought of it. Well, are you boondocking out there? Where do you live? In a city in Outback? Yeah, plenty of dust, he says. Okay, I know all about that because I went down to the middle of Arizona this year, and it's just dirt and dust and some cactus. Did I get that power controller thing working? I don't know. What did I have for a power controller? Oh, my solar controller works. That's the only thing I've got that you would call a controller. It's been working now for a year and a half, ever since I started putting solar panels on. A house when you're not in a house when you're not traveling? No, I live in the bus. Can you speak overnight can I sleep overnight at Spanish.banks? No, I was looking to see if there was a sign behind me. We're not allowed to sleep here. We can come here during the daytime only, and we have to be out of here at about 10 or 11, something like that. Well, I was talking while that comment was there, so I didn't get to read it. So Jasper's over there. He just got out of school, and he's over there planning his dinner or something like that. Every once in a while, I've got to clip or push up a notification that comes on. Well, that's cool. There's been 17 people here. That's not, I mean, compared to my buddy Chrome, it's tiny, but for me, I don't normally get to see too many people. Oh, who's that? Mike Brown. You might get a couple of likes. Oh, I didn't quite get what he said. Maybe I can click up here and get it again. There it is. You might get a couple of liters. Yeah, well, Mike, that's, you know, right now my fuel is much cheaper than the gas. My diesel is a lot less expensive. I pay about $1.35 a liter, which is about $5.20 a gallon. Mike say buy beer. Actually, I did buy beer the other day. Hey, Jasper's offering me a beer. Yeah, bring me a beer. I did buy beer the other day. I hadn't bought it for about 10 years. I was looking around at the beer, thinking which brand do I want to buy? Because I never did drink a lot. Like I would go to a bar or something, but I didn't go to the liquor store. There it is. He's brought me a Blue Ribbon. No, I hadn't been to a liquor store for a very, very, very long time. Just because I'm, you know, when I'm drinking, I like to drink with people generally. Red Stripe beer? No, this is Pabst Blue Ribbon. But yeah, it's got a red stripe on it. Oh, maybe there's a Red Stripe Blue Ribbon that's different from the non-red stripe Blue Ribbon. See, you're talking to a guy that knows nothing about beer, except that I've always liked the taste of it. Yeah, PBR. That's what we call it. Ooh, it's getting chilly here. So I don't know if you guys, there's a couple of dogs over there making a ruckus. I don't know if you guys know who those dogs are. That's Cruz and Rhea. They're also good buddies. No, I'm cool. As soon as I drank that beer, now I've started to cool off. It's kind of weird. But that's okay, I'll just drink more beer and that'll warm me up. So I do these lives so that people will ask me questions. You guys should just like the comments on my videos. I don't get very many questions. People are saying, gosh, you're awesome, all that kind of stuff, but they don't say, you know, they don't ask me questions about living in a bus or anything like that. Oh, and you had your beer for supper. Well, I'm going to have supper right after this. And this is going to... Oh, look. The clouds have rolled in, so there is no more blue sky. I have a feeling... It's starting to feel like it's going to rain in a few minutes. So it's a good thing to get this done and over with. Tequila will warm you up. Do you like tequila? Well, I love tequila. I used to be a party animal, so I you know, can drink anything. I like it. If I had to buy it, I'm buying tires pretty soon. I've got 2 flats on the back, and I do some web hosting. So people who have web sites or want websites, I will sometimes, you know, if I know them, I'll just help them build the website and then get a monthly charge from them so that I maintain it somehow for them. And I just got a payment from one of them because they pay me annually, and so I got the bucks to buy some tires now. I mean, most of the issues I have stem from the fact that my income is limited, and I constantly have to live within it. And although I can borrow some money, I got to pay that money back before I can borrow more. So I'm always on a budget. So I've left flat tires for a long time. Yeah, the Spanish Banks is my favorite place because it's free parking. It's the only real pretty free place in Vancouver. Everywhere else, all the other parks that I know of, you normally have to pay somehow, put money in a meter. But right now, all of Spanish Banks has no meters. So that's the reason some of us congregate here. Vancouver's got, like all of Stanley Park, has a meter. Well, we can't go places where we're going to have to pay $4 for a half hour to park. You know, that's for tourists and stuff. We can't, you know, we can't do that. I think basically it's kind of annoying because the people of Vancouver, a lot of the people in Vancouver cannot afford to go to their own parks. You know, like $8 an hour for parking to go to the beach. It makes the beach inaccessible unless you live nearby it and walk to it for a huge number of people. When I was working at in the best kind of job I had, you know, I guess I could spend $50 in a day to go to the beach, but that's stupid. Now it is anyway. You bought tires. You bought $1,500 worth of tires. My tires cost me about $300 a piece, and I need 2 on the back. So I'm at for about $600 is what it's going to cost me. And when I bought the first set of 4 tires on the back, it was almost $1,200 to have them put on. Where do I boondock in the city? Actually, you see, there's no that boondocking is an odd term. It assumes you're in the boondocks, but really, to me, it's just that anybody who doesn't have power hooked up, water hooked up, or sewage hooked up. Message retracted. How come? What? Why would a message be retracted? I didn't. Anyway, now I'm confused because it just popped up for a second. What is the year of your bus? My bus is 1995. It's a diesel. It's called a Power Stroke. I think it's 7.1 liter, and one of the best motors I hear. One of the best motors for you know, longevity. Yeah, maybe dry camping is a term, but almost all of it, almost everybody, all of the nomads are wherever they park, they're boondocking. Now that would, in the sense that they don't have power and electricity, they don't have power attached, sewer attached, and water attached. So I'm boondocking everywhere. So you can't say where do I boondock because I boondock everywhere. If you're watching my videos, most of the time, especially when I'm traveling, I show you exactly where I am. Like I get up and have a coffee, some beach in California, and my friend gives me a bad time for not putting maps in so much regularly, but as I went down the coast, I put a map at I gave you, my viewers, a map of every place I visited, all the way down the coast, from probably just south of Portland all the way down to LA. And then after that, I didn't bother so much because I can't do it every day. You need a video yourself reading a nursery rhyme. My wife and love. Oh, okay. I did a video of oh damn it, what's his name? Mr. Rogers. You come through Arkansas, will you buy? I won't be coming through Arkansas. I can't afford it. The fuel to get across the country is $2,000. Then I always have to come home, so that's a $5,000 process. I'm going south next winter, probably down to California and maybe to Arizona, and I might go to the RTR again. The Vancouver police. I have never had a conversation with them. Well, I have when I've been parked at the beach too late, but I've never had a conversation with a police officer unless I'm parked in a spot where the sign says you can't park here. But otherwise, the Vancouver police just have no reason to treat my bus any different from any other school bus. Yeah, somebody said they're talking about moving RTR to California, and I don't know where they're talking about taking it to, but California is it's much nicer area to be in. Could you live in a minivan or a van? I don't know why I would want to live in a minivan. I'm 6'2". I'm old. If I was bending over all the time, I would ruin my back. Some people can do it, and it works for them, and I could do it. I just don't see. Right now, I don't see the need for it. And a minivan, like all those cars, are way more expensive than my bus. My bus is the cheapest thing I can buy. You guys should enjoy the boonies way up in the mountains. Well, we do when we can and when it makes sense to us. Everybody's got to, like, people have reasons to stay in the city. California is not nomad friendly. California isn't unfriendly. I wouldn't say that. Do you fish and hunt? No. You see, I'll tell you something. If somebody with a criminal record that has been breaking into houses and killing people will find every place unfriendly. I park my bus in the craziest places where you would think the police can't miss me. They can't miss me. I think they drive up behind my bus and they say there's some 69-year-old man sleeping in a bus that has had no criminal record. Why do we want to waste time waking him up? They actually want nice men in their city. But if they pulled up beside my bus and they looked at the license plate and they went, oh, he's been involved in criminal activity or something, they'll shoo him out of town for sure. They say, hey, that's Gus in the bus, kinda. You know, some of the time, seriously, some of the time people will end up being followers. They'll actually come up to the truck and say, hey, how are you doing? What's the nomad population in Vancouver? My guess is something like about, when we talk about a nomad, let's say we're talking about people that live in motorhomes and or travel on the weekends in their vehicles to camp or something like that. If we start adding up the people who could be here in Vancouver as a nomad living in their vehicle or living in a mobile manner, there would be about 2,500 to 3,500, something like that. If we take Greater Vancouver, it might be 5,000. Like people really underestimate the number of people that are in vans. At this beach alone, which is only sort of one popular place to be, in any given day you can probably count 40 obvious motorhomes or vans that people could live in. A real nomad lives like me. Well, I'm nomadic in the sense that I don't ever really, how would I put it, I don't stay in one spot. I'm in at the very least 3 spots a day. Do you plan to upgrade to another bus down the road? Nope. Why would I do that? Where is the beer? How can I upgrade from a perfect place? You know, I bought a bus. There's nothing, if I bought a new bus, I might have air conditioning attached to the motor, but then I'll get a bigger fuel cost. I might have maybe a nicer dash or, you know, a glove compartment or something. Otherwise, there's nothing. A bus is a bus. The only difference is in terms of age is that as we get newer, in fact, if you have a diesel bus and it's a newer one, everybody says they're far less reliable. Carla, I love your hair. See, you should be running your fingers through my hair. It's a joke I make with some people when they say, oh, that dog's got soft hair. Mine is too. It makes me look pretentious? Okay. I don't know how pretentious is a compliment, but I'll take it that way. I don't really, like I said, I don't care what I look like, and I don't care what people say about me, or the impression that they get. One of the things, when that ad was out, you know, with the guy that was supposed to be the most interesting man or something in the world. The guy that said, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's Pep's Blue Ribbon. Okay, so gotta go. Thanks, Jimmy. See ya. Reminds me of okay. I don't know. Yeah, I look okay for 70, but I feel like every other 70-year-old. I might be wrong, but I don't think you can overnight on a beach in Tofino. Well, I can't see any reason why. Well, listen. The can and can't is always a kind of comical thing. I will explain to you what my view is. If there is a sign that says I'm not supposed to park there at night, then I don't park there at night. But no city has that sign on every street, every beach, every corner, every park. really want to be parking within Tofino anyway. So I might park like 7 kilometers out of town somewhere. And I guarantee you, some of the time it'll be on the beach and no one will care. And maybe I'll be on the beach and I'll get a ticket. So if I got a ticket in Tofino, well, why would I go back to Tofino? Why would I pay the ticket? Why would I go back? Is it expensive to take the bus on BC ferries? No, it's the same price as a long box truck. Open a bottle of wine. Didn't get all that. Howdy, Gus. I'm so far behind you. Oops. I didn't get that because the message went away. But I think it probably is talking about behind me in terms of van dwelling. I literally just got sick and tired of sitting in an apartment thinking I should go on a holiday and not being able to afford it. So I bought a bus so I could go on a holiday. And I've been on a 365-day holiday. It's been fun. I saw a video today about a guy. Every day I subscribed to this guy who's camping, and today I unsubscribed, but he was talking about, I'll let the car go by. He commonly talks about the world treating him badly. Wife wants her phone back. Got to go. Okay. See ya. I was watching this guy and he's constantly complaining. I'm waiting for car. As if he's a victim, as if everything happens to him. Like he had his motorhome burned down, he had people stealing stuff out of it, and all these things. But he's also got a, what do you call it? Like a conspiratory kind of mind. He thinks everything's happening to him, like he's not responsible for the things that happen to him. And so every time I've watched him, he was complaining about something like that. And today I just got disgusted because he's saying that other van dwellers don't tell the truth. Like, I don't know what I do that would make my life glamorous except that I'm free of some of the burdens that some people have. I'm not doing anything that was really courageous. I bought a bus that I knew I could sell the next day. I might lose some money, but I could sell it right away if I didn't like it. So I took no, what's this? Better than me clipping my toenails. Well, I was fatter before. I couldn't even clip my toenails. It was a bitch to do that. Anyway, this guy that I was talking about was so negative, it's just ridiculous. Today's video was about other van dwellers like me pretending that this is like a glamorous lifestyle. Like this is the best lifestyle in the world. It is the best lifestyle for me. But for other people, it isn't. There's almost no benefit. To get in, like I said the other day in my video, some people are almost invalids or will be soon because they don't get out of their chair. They don't go for a walk. They don't get any exercise. So they're not going to be doing that well. And if they moved into a truck or a van, doesn't mean they're going to get more exercise because they brought a lawn chair, the same lawn chair they sat in at home. So this does not necessarily make anybody's life better or make anybody's life more complete, but it opens up a lot of opportunities. It breaks down some of the barriers you have in your life now that stop you from doing things. I think if people fall into they're homeless, they don't like being a nomad. Yeah, well, that's the case with this guy. I think he fell into it and has been sort of whining and complaining about it all the time. But my point was that he's such a bitch. Somebody probably burned down his vehicle because he was an asshole. And he's such a bitch that probably the people who were stealing stuff were probably, didn't like him, wanted to run him out of town. That kind of fits back to that other scenario. You get what you actually get out of life, what you expect. And people treat you like you treat them. So the world is pretty easy to navigate if you're a reasonably nice person. 36 Raptors, 28 Warriors. Jeez. I never get a chance to watch sports anymore. I used to do a lot, but I don't anymore. Heather Wilcox, we are the North. Well, I am. He's staying in one place too long, cops will harass him. Oh, you're talking about that guy I was talking about? No, listen, everybody should know this. Cops do not harass people in vehicles. They are not going to harass a person in a van any more than they would harass a mother with 3 kids in a minivan. They don't harass people. Cops are there to protect people. They are there to go and find the guy who's shooting somebody, not a guy living in his van. Away online, a YouTuber, a van is, anyway, because somebody worries about cops. Cops go and find murderers. They save people who have done drug overdoses on the street. They go running around attending actual emergencies, and people that are doing like 100 miles an hour beside kids playing games. They go around doing the best they can to stop the bad guys from screwing us up too much. They do not bother people in vans. We're the least likely to be causing a problem for them. So cops do not do that unless they are like a sort of, there's really guaranteed nothing else to do, and there's a reason for them to harass you. Cops harass me in Miami. Well, why do they harass you? Carla, why do they harass you? I'm not sort of giving you a bad time. I'm just saying that they'll harass people that are doing something that is clearly not acceptable. I moved to Biloxi and lived on the beach. Okay, well, you see, that's the deal. We got wheels. We can move to where we want to. But when it's this stuff about harassment, yeah, they could be out. I stayed in one area too long. Well, Carla, see, we all learned that lesson. I've done that a few times. I started my car at 5:30, or my bus at 5:30 in the morning and got a ticket. And the guy in front of me didn't, and the motorhome behind me didn't. I got one. But I got the ticket because I started my motor at 5:30 in the morning, which woke up a neighbor who complained and pointed at complained specifically about my silver bus. So you learn about that. Mr. Moon, thank you. A donut maybe, yeah. Look, that's 2 liters. That's a half a gallon of fuel. That's awesome. Half a gallon of fuel gets me 50 miles. No, it doesn't. It gets me 5 miles. I'm overestimating that. But it's awesome to get those super chats, because that's where I put them. I put them in the gas fund or the fuel fund. And that enables that, if it ever got large, then I'd be able to travel a significantly further distance. But it does allow me to stop at different places. Yesterday I made a video at the museum. It cost me, I got a cheap deal because I'm a senior. It ended up costing me $22 to go in there and make that video. Now when I did it, I knew I was going to get about $2, but it kind of demonstrates the economics of doing videos and things like that. Now the sad thing is that I did a video of a museum. It's probably the most interesting one I've done in a long time, and it's going to have the fewest viewers. It's the one that I invest money in. It's going to cost me to, well, like I said, I probably would make more money if I was walking along the beach, if I just, or made breakfast or something. So that's the part that's kind of comical. I would actually love to be, to be funded to go into all the state parks and some of the RV areas, not necessarily to spend the night, but funded enough to visit for an afternoon or something. I'd love to be doing that, but I simply can't afford it, and then no one watch those videos. Anyway, today's the day, now's the time. I should probably say good night. I've been on for 44 minutes. I'm freezing now. And I got to say thanks to everybody. Make sure you give a thumbs up to this video. I'm going to change its name, Poop Bucket, when you get lots of views. Oh yeah, if I talk about a poop bucket, no, that's true. I should talk about my special super duper poop bucket. The one that like the best, like, or my pee bottle. Do you know what that is? It's a Starbucks cup. That's why I have to go to Starbucks. I got to keep refreshing my cup. I'm kind of joking. No, but I use a cup, and then I throw that into my porta potty. Anyway, that's it for today, folks. Who was that? That was Bugs Bunny, or said, blah, 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 "What's up, folks?" Something like that. He also had a way to say goodbye. So bye, Greg G. Bye, everybody. I've got to turn this off now.